Welcome, everyone, to another Silicon Labs product podcast. Uh, Mark Beecham has joined us again for another podcast. He just finished the last episode where we talked about microcontrollers. And Mark, you said you'd spend some time to update us on our sensor products. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So first off, can you give everybody an update on our sensors? You've been working with them for quite a while. Maybe just give your State of the Union address for where we are with our sensor products.
Yeah, not a problem. So our new kind of strategy here with sensors is that we want to align them a lot closer to our other products. Our whole IoT wireless strategy is going in one direction, and we want sensors to kind of follow that. So it's all about synergy here and capturing more BOM on designs. So, we want, for a customer that's using a wireless part, we want them to be able to easily integrate in whatever sensor that we offer that they need. So if a customer is using an EFR32 and they need temperature sensing or humidity or light or whatever it is, the easiest solution for them should be a Silicon Labs sensor. And that's kind of been the strategy. So we're trying to integrate a lot of the sensor drivers into the Z-Wave ecosystem so that it's easier to get a certified device. We're trying to create new reference designs or application code that uses our I2C sensors easier. So whenever you are developing a product, the best solution is the one that's right there, that's the easiest, and it's going to be our sensor.
Perfect. So that'll be sort of a revision to some of our development boards. Just like you said, drivers, libraries will be more widespread across all the different products we offer.
Yeah, correct. So if you're developing some Z-Wave product and you want to add temperature sensing, we'll just have a plug-in driver that says, okay, temperature sensing, just add it in right here, boom, and it's there, and you don't have to worry about it. You can spend your time on a different problem that's maybe a bit more difficult or more urgent to solve.
Perfect. All right, so tell me a little bit about some of the new products. I know you and I have been working on the release of some product updates and some new features to parts. Can you give us an update on the parts themselves?
Yeah, so I would say, the most exciting new thing that we're doing is the new humidity and temp sensor that's coming out. So this will be the fourth generation of the part, and the improvements that we've made are it's going to be more accurate on the humidity side, and I would say the biggest, most exciting thing about it is that it's going to be more robust. We've gotten some feedback on our older parts about the long-term shift and drift and how that can be an issue for certain environments, and we've solved that here on the new part, made it a lot more robust, brought it more in line, if not better, than what's out there. And so I'm really excited for that to come out here in the next couple months. It'll be called the SI7041, so it's the next-gen RHT sensor. And then after that, a strategy that we're trying to do with the heart rate monitoring products is typically they've been behind closed doors, NDA. You can't get the data sheet unless you sign it and we verify your volume. We've seen a long tail in the market, and what we want to do is kind of become a one-stop shop for these smaller customers. So if you want to monitor, for example, firefighters in the city, right? That's not huge volumes, maybe only about 20K units. But if you want to use our module and our sensor and our HRM algorithm, we'd be willing to support you now with this new strategy. So in the next couple months, we'll be releasing a lot of the documents, a lot of the design guides and videos and how-tos on the HRM products so that these smaller customers can come to us for kind of everything, and we can provide them more BOM and more support and all the software that they need. So that's going to be the new HRM strategy. So look for all that opening in, and if you've had small customers that you've been hesitant to engage with in the past, feel free to bring those forward.
And there's a really good reference design. It's an actual watch, right? I mean, you guys spent the time to have really well built, and it gives a real proof of concept where the customer can evaluate the heart rate algorithm and its reliability. So it's easy for them. And then you have the evaluation board, which is more of a debug, and it's your typical just PC board, right?
Yeah, so right now that watch is not orderable. It's very hard to get. We gate it, and what we want to do is kind of start producing that in more quantities and get that into more customers' hand. and that way they can evaluate the performance. So that watch will have our silicon on it as well as the algorithm running on it. So you can say, hey, my HRM performance is this. I'm happy with it. I'd like to start developing, an actual solution, and then you can order the evaluation, which is the PCB board that has a little ribbon cable, and then you can really start development, and that's when the support cycle would start for us. And so that's kind of how we envision this going, and now that it's all orderable, we'll have kind of these design guidelines and design steps to take, first evaluate their performance, then take a look at the system design, and then incorporate everything together.
Okay, that's simple enough. I'm excited to see how many more customers we can engage, and I'm sure the field's excited about that too. The last thing, it's been about a year, probably a little longer than that, since we launched the magnetic sensor. And so you've had time to have some success and some customer experiences. Can you highlight some of maybe the applications and just the overall strength of the solution?
Yeah, so actually, ironically, just yesterday, we got a bunch of orders in, and I didn't recognize the customer, and it was actually the cow monitoring pill that I think we highlighted maybe a few months ago, where you have that magnetic sensor inside a pill that the animal swallows, and then it has temperature sensors and wireless stuff to transmit it out. And all the Hall sensor is used for is to turn on the device. And so that's been actually a pretty popular use case, where maybe you have an IoT or an industrial smoke detector, and to run test, all you do is run a magnet by it, and that switches it into test mode or something like that. So it's just a really simple use case for that. And then some other success stories that we've had. We have that new ultra small package coming out soon, and one of our alpha customers is using it in a medical, I believe it's an insulin pump, and it measures the amount of fluid. And because it's programmable I2C, it's very small. It was exactly what they need in terms of accuracy and size. And then we've also seen a customer that we're engaging with where typically you see billboards were just kind of paper and painted, but now you're seeing a lot more like LCD or digital billboards, and they're made up of these panels, and the panels can actually kind of shift. They can yaw up and down and shift left and right, and they're using Hall sensors to kind of control the angle, so you can face certain panels certain directions or ensure that they're flat, so you can create shadows or make it completely flat. And so that's been kind of a cool, simple Hall sensor design where you need the I2C programmability to read the exact distance.
So that's pretty broad. You go from cows to medical customers to kiosks. So that's a pretty broad market base. So it seems like you're getting a lot of good exposure for the magnetic sensor.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, hopefully the customers and our team that's listening to this will look into those types of applications. They'll look into the new DFN package. When's that coming out? Is that in the next couple months?
That's at the end of Q3.
Okay. Well, great. And they can probably get some samples if customers are interested, if they just contact you.
Yes, correct. Or contact your regional person, and they can get in touch with us, and we can sign you up for the alpha program.
Perfect. All right. Well, that sounds exciting. Thanks again, Mark, for taking time to give everyone an update on your products, and have a great rest of your day. And again, thanks to everyone for listening to another product podcast, and look forward to more podcasts coming in the near future. Thank you.
Yeah.